It finally happened. Deuce Knight has flipped his commitment from Notre Dame to Auburn. The number 7 ranked quarterback in America from Lucidale, Mississippi, has done it. Now, he's been on flip watch for a while. He's taken 4 visits to Auburn this season, but now it is officially done. He's made his announcement. I got On3 Steve Wiltfong here. We're going to break it all down. Whew. Auburn fans, jump on board. Hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. Things are heating up. Auburn recruiting is exciting, so make sure you are subscribed. All right, let's bring on national analyst Steve Wiltfong. And just moments ago, Deuce Knight did it. We've had this feeling for a while. I don't think we thought it would happen in October. We thought it might happen in August. But, Steve, how did we get here and why now for Deuce Knight?
Well, Deuce Knight has been a silent commit to Auburn for quite some time, but now finally going public with his decision. He had to do it on his own time. He had a lot of love for Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, and that coaching staff. And I think he was also still kind of evaluating these seasons. And even though he had given Auburn the wink, he was still going through his process. 4 visits, including his official visit at the end of September. And now he is committed to the Tigers. They're going after the number 1 class in the country. They hit on a major position of need, quarterback. And I think Deuce Knight saw that attending the first 4 games of the season. And this is as big a pickup as any program's had on the trail in a while.
Yeah, committed to Notre Dame in September of 2023. He flips to Auburn in October 2024. So let's talk about this from an X's and O standpoint. 6'4.5", just under 210 pounds. What is Auburn getting in Deuce Knight on the field?
Well, he's an explosive athlete with terrific arm talent. He can attack downfield with ease, make all those throws on the perimeter, and he can be a playmaker with the ball in his hands. He's going to get bigger physically, but he is an electric runner, 6'4.5", 208 pounds, just immense upside from that standpoint. He was our MVP at the Elite 11 finals for On3, and he was also On3's MVP at the overtime OT7 finals. Both events loaded. Obviously, the Elite 11 finals has all the top quarterbacks in the country he's throwing next to. And then overtime OT7 is a 7-on-7 event with terrific players. He was the best prospect on the field in both settings.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what does this mean for Auburn on the field, Steve? We talk a lot on this channel about Auburn potentially needing a transfer quarterback in this offseason. Now, is Deuce Knight a guy that can step in and play right away? Do you think he needs a red shirt? Is he an instant impact? What do you think Auburn needs to do here at the quarterback position in the offseason?
Well, I do think Deuce Knight has the talent to play early at any school in the country. Again, not many with the combination of athleticism and arm talent that he brings to the table. But Auburn, they're going to want to turn things around rather quickly next year. It's hard to do that with an 18, 19-year-old quarterback. And if I'm Deuce Knight, I want a good mentor as well. So I expect Auburn to go into the transfer portal for a 1-year guy. I think the Tigers will be a major player for a top arm in the transfer portal following the season. And then Deuce Knight will be in there ready to battle with the Walker Whites of the world in year 2 at Auburn.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. That's what I figured you were going to say. So Auburn recruiting is now buzzing. We know Alvin Henderson's real excited. A lot of these guys are pumped that Deuce Knight joined the class. But my question to you is, who does this help Auburn with that's uncommitted? We know anytime you can bring in a high-profile quarterback like this, there's always some guys that might be connected to him. So who should Auburn fans keep an eye on?
Well, I think one of the big reasons why Deuce Knight flipped to Auburn, in addition to the opportunity, what Hugh Freeze has done, being in the SEC, is that connection he has with the players in the locker room, the young players, and this recruiting class like Alvin Henderson. I also think when he was going through this process over the last month, he was talking to several other blue chippers about their interest in Auburn and recruiting for the Tigers, some behind the scenes, but from the lens of, if I actually do it, who realistically is also going to join this terrific class. Starts with 5-star offensive tackle Andrew Babalola. He now says he will decide sometime before the end of his senior season. We know Auburn's one of the front runners as they battle Michigan, Oklahoma, Stanford, and Missouri. Obviously, target numero uno after Deuce Knight now is Naeem Offord, arguably the top corner in the country, arguably the top player in the state. He's been to Auburn several times this fall for games, for practices. And I think that Auburn is obviously in the thick of it for the Ohio State commit. He's going to be at Oregon next weekend to watch Oregon and Ohio State play. Those are the three teams in there. Ohio State still has a lot to stand on in this recruitment, but it's obvious he is giving Auburn a lot of attention here at the end of his senior season. Usman Kroma is an on 300 running back that's going to commit on Saturday, Josh. Georgia's starting to pick up steam on the on 3 RPM. But even this morning, I talked to some sources with knowledge of that recruitment that say he's still maintaining contact with Auburn and giving the sense that he could still end up on the plains as well.
Yeah.
Andrew Babalola is not the only offensive lineman in play. Nelson McGuire is an on 300 recruit from the Lone Star State that took a visit earlier this fall. He is trending towards Auburn on the on 3 RPM as they battle Texas A&M, among others for him. They'd like to flip a receiver or two. Obviously, you start with Caleb Cunningham, 5-star from Mississippi, currently committed to Alabama. On his last visit to Auburn, he said he didn't know what the future of that quarterback room looked like. And if they landed Deuce Knight, he told Cole Pinkston from Auburn Live, that could help in his process. Now they have Deuce Knight in the fold, so we'll see. But C.J. Wiley, Florida State commit they're in contact with. Travis Smith, Tennessee commit they're in contact with. Those might be tough, but they're in contact. And then Sam Turner committed to Georgia Tech. I think Auburn's way in that one. And then Shamar Arnews, a defensive back, committed to USC that Auburn's still swinging at out of the Peach State as well.
All right. Look at that. Auburn fans, exciting times on the plains. More to come possibly, but today it's all about Deuce Knight. The number 7 ranked quarterback in America has officially made it official, flipping his commitment from Notre Dame to Auburn. So Auburn fans, talk to Steve and I. How are we feeling after this big Deuce Knight flip? We thought it might not come, but here it is. It's over. He's an Auburn Tiger. Let us know how you're feeling. Comment section below.